US has two intakes for master's admissions. Basically, there are two times in which US universities offer admissions throughout the year. Main entry happens in August or September, which is known as the fall intake, but there is another entry in January, which is known as the spring intake. Now, if you're wondering which cycle is better and which one should you choose to apply to, then keep watching this video because I will share my personal advice in the end. So in this video, we are going to talk about which intake is better for you, fall or spring. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're enjoying our videos. We have recently restructured our channel and added more playlists to help you navigate through our videos in a better manner and save you some time. So do check out the channel, and if you still haven't, then please do consider subscribing to it because it really helps us in creating more useful videos for you guys. Alright, back to today's video. We are basically talking about fall versus spring admissions and which one is better for you. So I will keep it simple. Before we start, I want to clear out some myths. Some people say that it is hard to find funding or assistantships in spring. I don't think so. That is false. Both semesters offer opportunities, so I wouldn't worry too much about the scholarship or funding angle. Okay, so now getting back to the fall or spring question, there are three factors to consider. I am going to cover from least important to most important factor. So number 3 for me is timing. Now most people graduate or finish their schools or colleges in summers, right? May for example, and apply for fall because that is the next quickest entry available to them. For example, someone has recently graduated from, let's say, BE or BTech, and they want to continue their education, so they can do so in August without having any break. Now, to start your education in fall, you have to submit your application between November, December of the last year to January, February of the current year. But sometimes people miss applying to fall on time. They miss out on deadlines and they don't want to wait until next year, because if you miss out this August, then next fall would be the August of next year. In that case, if you don't want to wait another year, you can consider applying for spring admissions because they will happen in the school will start in January and their deadlines occur, let's say, between June to October. For example, I see girls choosing this when they have family pressure of finishing studies soon so that they can start looking at marital opportunities, etc. So for some reason, if you're feeling pressurized and you have to go ASAP, then choose whatever next deadline is available for you. If it's spring, then you can consider going in spring. So depending on when you make up your mind about studying abroad and how much you are willing to wait, you can decide which intake is next for you and you can go for that. Second factor that I want to talk about is motive. Are you going for academic experience or are you simply doing your master's just as an entry point in the US? If you actually care about getting into the best university, study the courses you truly are interested in and get a great education exposure, I would say fall is better. Why? Because every university has a fall intake, but only a few offer spring admissions. And even if they have a spring intake, some of them don't allow international students to apply in spring. For example, MIT. It has a spring intake, but not for international students like you and me. So if you're applying for spring, you will have limited universities to choose from. Secondly, when you start your study in spring, your course selection also suffers. For example, when I started my studies in UIUC, all good profs offered their courses in fall, but not in spring. So same course might be offered in spring, but by a lesser known professor. So if you want to study under the best profs, take the best courses, etc., fall offers you more options. Now, as an international student, you need to take foundation core courses, and the ones offered in spring are usually less exciting than those in the fall. So overall, I feel if you're really interested in the education system and getting the best academic exposure that US is known for, wait for fall intake. And the number one or the biggest factor is, do you want a summer internship in the industry? If you're pursuing a research degree, spring is also good enough for you. But if you care about finding industrial job or opportunities in US, then you better wait for fall. But why? So I have covered this in detail in this video, but let me summarize it again here. If you move to US and start studying in spring, that is January, you will not be able to get a CPT by your summer break, which starts in May or June, because you can get CPT only after you have spent at least 9 months in US. To do a summer internship in the industry, which is basically off-campus internship, you need CPT. This is why fall people can get CPT in their first summer, because by then they have completed more than 9 months in USA. But spring people cannot do off-campus internships because they will not be eligible for a CPT by their summer. This is why I said that if you're focused on finding jobs, spring is not good, because you don't get to do an internship. And I feel very strongly that you must do an internship if you're going for a master's in US, because it just improves your chances of finding the kind of jobs that you're trying to find in US. But what you can get is research internships on campus. So you don't have CPT, which means you cannot do internships off campus, but you still can work on campus. If you're able to convince a professor, you can work with them, or you can also take courses in the summer. So you can do something productive, but you will not be able to do a regular industry internship outside your campus if you start your studies in the spring intake. So if you don't care about summer internships or off-campus opportunities, then spring or fall are equally good for you. So just figure it out. What is it that you're looking for? Another exception here is in case you are pursuing only 1-year master's courses, right? Then you won't be doing a summer internship anyway, and it doesn't matter whether you go in fall or spring. So to conclude, if you are desperate to go to US ASAP due to personal reasons, I don't see major downsides in spring either. Yes, there will be fewer choices, but you can still find some universities worth applying to. But if you're focused on job hunting in US and want to get the best study experience, I suggest you wait for fall intake so that you have more options of universities to choose from, get to take best courses, and lastly and most importantly, get to do a summer internship. Does this make sense? Does it make it easy for you to decide which one is better for you, fall or spring? Let me know in the comments. If you have any other questions about spring intake, then also feel free to post in the comments. And lastly, I hope you're following us on Instagram and LinkedIn as well, because I do post different kind of content there. So we keep posting short tips and my personal opinions there. Feel free to join me there. I will leave the link to my profile in the description box below. So that's it from my side. Hope you enjoyed this. I will see you guys next week with a fresh new video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.